And now, Miss Dorothy Loudon.
Hello. How are you? I'm glad to see you because I've got something very important I want to discuss with you. But first, we need a little glamour. Huh? You believe this? General Electric, the biggest electrical manufacturing company in the world, and they send me out here with matches and candles. Now, you see, the reason for all this glamorous decor, this glamorous gown, the glamorous me inside this glamorous gown, is that the subject we are about to turn our attention to is not a particularly glamorous one. It's sad to say because in spite of its complexity and its importance, it's a subject that just doesn't grab people. And frankly, I can understand why. Why don't you let me try to explain it to you? Imagine for a minute I am Mrs. Average Housewife. I know that that's absurd to ask, but try. When I, Average Housewife, throw a switch, I want some light, and I don't want to know from where or why. Now dynamos and dams and turbines just might turn me on, and in point of fact, they really do. But after generation, I'm afraid the glamour's gone. All I can say is I leave the rest to you. Whatever you do or have to go through, just one fact is true. After the excitement when you generate, you gotta deliver. No one cares if problems that you face are great. You gotta deliver. If you're in trouble and the fault cannot be found, and if your wires are in the air or underground, what that housewife wants, you gotta give her. You gotta deliver. Now, if your plant has had a flood and you're all wet, you gotta deliver. Sympathy's the one thing you will never get. Forget it. You gotta deliver. Some squirrel takes a bite of your main cable and blacks out every town from Troy to Coral Gables. No one cares how much you shake and shiver. Oh, no, you gotta deliver. Am I making my point? Huh? Well, let me put it perhaps another way. Huh? No one asks Hank Aaron if he feels his best. He's gotta deliver. No one asks Joe Namath if he'd like a rest. Oh, poor baby, he's gotta deliver. And no one cares if circuits break or if they won't. And as for getting struck by lightning, here's what don't. One fact must not vary by a sliver. You gotta deliver. Am I getting to you? Huh? Well, let me put it in a more personal way. If it's time for singing, I can't pass the buck. La 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 la, I gotta deliver. You don't need to know backstage, my zipper stuck. I gotta deliver. And if my boyfriend packed a bag and split at dawn, well, everybody knows the show must still go on. You don't care. You don't care how much my insides quiver. 'Cause like you, I gotta deliver. Now G knows that even though a problem's rough, they gotta deliver. Just to talk about a problem is not enough. They gotta deliver. But if we get together, we can demonstrate the future up ahead is in a solid state. As GE is proving at you. Let's hear it for real, River. You gotta deliver. Even though no audience applauds your fight, oh, you're gonna deliver. With equipment smaller, cheaper, out of sight. Oh, yeah, you're gonna deliver. Old delivery problems never die, they say. But with a little work, you make them fade away. Like Henry Ford when he announced his liver. You're gonna deliver. Ah. Now, as Mrs. Average Housewife, I can rest. I know you boys are gonna deliver. I know all you gentlemen are gonna pass that test. I just know it. I know it. You're gonna deliver. And when night starts to fall and I turn on my lamp and my electric blanket has to fight the damp, you won't let me lie in bed and shiver. Oh no, you're gonna deliver. Passing every obstacle in sight. Through rain, through sleet, through dark of night. Oh yeah, boy, you're gonna deliver. There is trouble in Egypt. Oh, Cleopatra's unhappy. Oh, and when Cleo's unhappy, I'm sorry to say, soon we'll be unhappy. Oh, Cleopatra's got troubles, they say. She may have a conniption today. And when she has conniptions, you just have to say, though it's not too Egyptian, oi vey! Plus, what does a queen have to do to get a little service around here? Oh, you think it's easy being a source of power to millions of people? The constant pressures, the demands, bigger and bigger every day. Why, it could wear a girl down, I tell you. If it gets any worse, I'm going to have a breakdown. And if I have a breakdown, that'll be an outage to make your head spin.
Oh, mighty, fragile, and delicate flower of the Nile, Queen Cleopatra, we, your insignificant slaves, have found some help for you.
Help? Help for me? Oh, what can they possibly do to help a poor little girl who's just trying to do a great big job? All alone.
Left. What works in a problem is left. Left. What works in a problem is left. Left. What works in a problem Right.
You
Watch
said
that.
right and you
Left.
started left.
Up and
Why
in,
don't you
breathe.
go left?
Oh, Cleopatra, oh, high and mighty, most impressive of all Egypt's natural wonders, we are here.
Well, now, this is certainly a step in the right direction. Just exactly what is it that you boys do?
Oh, great queen, whose splendor confronts men like a beacon, we are a power service team. We roam the Mediterranean servicing power makers whenever and wherever they need us. On call or on contract, servicing the power makers since 6000 BC.
Our motto is, if your empire's in trouble, we'll be with you on the double.
Oh, go on.
First, your amplitude. You must tell us your complaints.
Well, I just don't seem to be functioning up to par. I feel overpressured, overheated. Just last week, I thought I was going to have a blackout. Ooh, isn't there anything you can do?
Your most obvious omnipotence will get right to it. We'll check it out.
Good. Oh, what's this?
The service manual. What are your symptoms?
Well, my joints are stiff. The foundations of my empire are shaky, and my army just lost its bearings.
Patient reports a three-phase fault.
Just exactly how do you boys work?
First, we have to make a strip chart.
Oh, well, that sounds intriguing.
And we may have to flush your political system, case your joints, join your casings. And it's very important we check out your bus differential.
Well, I should certainly hope so.
High and mighty monarch, we are experts in our field.
I'm sure you are. But what do you do?
I am the diagnostician. I find the problem.
And you?
I'm the masseur. I work out the problem.
And you?
I smooth out the problem with oils, lotions, soothing potions. You had mentioned overheating. How about some liquid cooling?
Oh, sounds terrific. Do proceed. Oh, fellas. Being a source of power such as I certainly puts a lot of pressure on one poor girl. I have needs. All I want is someone to respond. Oh, that's it. That's it. A little higher. Oh, fellas, I really feel I'm in good hands. When Daddy died, they came to me, a helpless, untrained sparrow. They told me, you rule Egypt now. And I said, me a pharaoh? The pressures were too great. Bad vibrations made me nervous. But now I know the answer is all power must have service. Oh, friends, I can't explain to you how service crowns it all. These boys are trained and skilled and great. You don't even have to call. I'm the biggest thing in power, from Afghanistan to Thrace. With no one else but little me, I've carved an empire's base. But now and then I need a handyman around the place, 'cause I can't do it all myself.
No, she can't do it all herself.
No, I can't. You have to keep things spinning if you're aiming to produce. That means you want your working parts kept up for fullest use. Now I'm a girl who's pretty good at turning on the juice, but I can't do it all myself.
No, she can't do it all herself. She must generate a light to light an empire and be available with never any doubt. And so she needs a muster to tune and adjust her. You don't want her tripping out.
No, you don't. When I was a beginner, running things made me uptight. But now I call in experts and together things go right. 'Cause I want my equipment running morning, noon, and night. And I can't do it all myself.
No, she can't do it all herself.
You need help you can count on when you find you're in a jam. Mark Antony gave me the Nile but didn't give a damn. So I must find the energy to keep me warm. And I can't do it all country move along. He told me when you find a fault, that's when you must be strong. But Daddy's now a mummy, and when things start to go wrong, well, I can't do it all myself. Whenever I start fading or lose contact, whenever I feel dead or at loose end, I find I can dazzle, start spinning, and hum with a little help from my friend. Well, all of us know service must be power's secret gift. I'm satisfied with my boys, 'cause they don't give short shrift. 'Cause when my voltage drops and my exciter needs a lift, I can't do it all myself.
With the power in her eye,
I can light up all the sky.
the swivel of her hip,
Ooh, I can launch a million ships.
she can go right through the night. She can dazzle left and right.
But I can't do it all. Well, I could do it all. Well, I might do it all. Hey, I will do it all. With a little help from my friends. I just love those boys.
Once again, we're gathered to pay homage to our illustrious founder.
Oh, yeah, brother.
The man whose ideas and words are the very cornerstone of our society.
Oh, yeah.
Who among us shall ever forget Simon Newcomb, the celebrated American astronomer, who shortly before Kitty Hawk said,
No possible combinations of known substances, known forms of machinery, or known forms of force can be united in a practical machine by which men shall fly long distances through the air.
and we also honor Professor A.W. Bickerton, who in 1926 stated,
The foolish idea of shooting at the moon is an example of the absurd lengths to which vicious specialization will carry scientists working in thought-tight compartments. We always say, it can't be done.
we always say there's nothing new under the sun.
We're sure the status quo is as far as we can go.
And who are we?
The realistic, never-mistic vast majority, known as the Brotherhood for laughing at and otherwise demeaning the idea there's anything new technology can do. We said the Brotherhood for laughing at and otherwise demeaning the idea there's anything new technology can do.
And let us not forget our brethren in other lands.
Oh, yes.
Auguste Comte, a French philosopher who in 1835 said,
We can never know anything of the chemical or mineralogical structure of the stars.
not to mention the illustrious committee of the British Parliament that declared in 1878,
Thomas Edison's ideas are unworthy of the attention of practical or scientific men.
We're not adverse to minor change.
But some of those predicting folks are really strange. Why can't they be content with man's last accomplishment?
they ought to know that there are limits past which man is not supposed to go.
Oh, we're the Brotherhood for laughing at and otherwise demeaning the idea there's anything new technology can do.
But the one we really adore was Commissioner of Patents in 1844. Scientific and engineering achievements are coming to an end. We have already invented and patented all the ideas that man can possibly have.
an electric-powered machine called the car shredder, driven by heavy-duty General Electric motors and controls. The shredder smashes cars, smashes them in just 11 seconds, smashes them into small chunks of metal, valuable because they can be melted down to make new steel. The car shredder, powered electrically by GE, the best way there is to cut the abandoned car problem down to size.
Well, here we are, all of us together, wondering what is real and what are just dreams. We can put all our fortunes together and together dream possible dreams. Together we'll make it a possible dream. We'll make a real world out of what's just a gleam. We won't be disheartened by things as they seem. We're going to make it together. Together we've made it through 100 years. Embracing our vision, we've been pioneers. And we can say as the next century appears, we're going to make it together.